Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Kalyn. Thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna go with it. For today, I'm gonna be showing you guys how to contour and highlight your face if it is round like mine. Everyone's face shape is different. Everyone uses different methods. This is just the method that I use because I feel like it makes my face appear slimmer. If you want to see how I do it and how you could possibly incorporate this into your makeup routine, then keep on watching. So I've already put on my foundation. First step that we're going to do is our highlighting concealer. I don't know what shade I'm going to be right now because I tried a new foundation and that probably wasn't the best idea to do today. But I might have to mix shades just to make it light enough, so yeah. So first you're going to apply it down the center of your chin because again, we want the center of our face to be highlighted and the outside of the part to be contoured to make it appear smaller. Straight onto the center of the chin, a little above the Cupid's bow, and then we're going to go straight down the center of the forehead all the way down the nose. And now for eyes, we don't want the concealer to come up this way because we want the sides again to be contoured. If you have smaller temples like I do, you can bring it up if you really want to, kind of play around and see what works best with your face. But I know in my case, I have small temples, but still the rest of my face is very round. So when I bring that concealer up, it still doesn't look right on me, so I just don't do that. So I'll take my concealer, I'll apply it right underneath the eye, and like that. And doop, 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 doop. I make sound effects, sorry. With your damp beauty blender, I'm just gonna take a little bit of Fix Plus and just spritz it on my beauty blender just to moisten it up a little bit, and then I'll blend everything out. And I'm just going to blend that out on the chin, straight around. I'm not gonna bring it out too far, just right here on the center. And for the forehead, same thing. I'm not gonna bring it out too far, because right here and right here, I want it to be contoured. I don't want it to be highlighted. So keep that right in the center of the forehead. So as you can see, I kept that concealer right here in this little triangle area. I didn't bring it past my eye. I kept it right in this general area, so all the rest I can contour. Okay, so concealer is blended in. Now we're gonna go ahead and bake that. So same method that you used to conceal, you're gonna use with your setting powder. For today, I'm gonna be using my RCMA No Color setting powder as usual. So picking that product up on your beauty blender, and we're gonna start from the outside and work our way in as far as setting the eyes. All right, so chin and forehead. Now while this is baking, I'm gonna take a fluffy powder brush and just set the rest of my face. All right, so now that that's pretty much done baking, I'm gonna go back in with my beauty blender and kind of just push the rest of the product into the skin. And then I'll go back in with my fluffy powder brush and kind of just brush off any excess powder. All right, so now that that is good to go, we can move on to contouring. Today I'm gonna go in with my Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. First going in with the Precision Contour Brush. I'm using the Morphe R5. I'll use this to really carve out those cheekbones and jawline, and then I'll go back in with a fluffier brush. So taking the shades Subconscious and Shadow Play. I'll be mixing these two together, and I first start right here at the tip of my ear, as you can see, and I'll bring this down. Now, where I bring this down is very important. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll start at the ear and kind of round out that cheekbone, but for me, because again, I have a round face and I want to keep these sides very contoured and darkened instead of highlighted. I don't want to highlight this area. I have big cheeks already. I don't need to carve those out to define them. I want to make them go away, if anything. So I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to kind of bring it down in a, and kind of almost, not necessarily a straight line and not a slanted line, but you'll see. I'm going to start right here at the tip of the ear and then bring it down to about right here. But starting here and then kind of fading it obviously downward, because you don't want a huge dark shaded line right there. For the jawline, starting right here at the bottom of the ear and then make your way across. Once you get to the center of your chin, if you have a double chin like I do, then obviously go across it, but also bring the product down just a little bit. Going in with my fluffier blending brush, I'm going to be using the KIKO 08 brush. And now for this part, I'm going to go kind of over what I already did with the Precision Contour brush, but I'm also going to bring it out a little bit, almost like I'm applying blush, and I'll bring that up onto the temples and forehead. Starting right here on the cheekbones, just blending that out. Bringing it onto the sides of my temple. And now remember, I'm staying right into like the center of my eyebrow. I'm not bringing it inwards. I want to keep it right here so that the center of my face is highlighted and the rest is contoured. Now this part is not necessary. If you are comfortable with your nose and you don't want to contour your nose, that's all you. I don't like my nose. All of you know that. So I'm gonna go ahead and contour my nose, but like I said, if you're cool with your nose, go ahead and skip this step. I'm going in with my large, fluffy, pointed precision brush from Coastal Scents. There is no name or number, that's how old it is, but like I said, I'll show it to you guys and then you guys can go on their website and see if you can find something similar. Taking those two same shades, I'll use this and same concept that I used for my cheeks, where I used a precision contour brush and then a fluffy one. I use the same exact steps for my nose. To kind of cheat your way to make your nose appear a little bit slimmer, you'll find your natural bridges of your nose, and you're gonna wanna go in just a little bit further in to, like I said, cheat and make your nose appear thinner. So my natural bone is like right here. I'm going right, I know it's hard to kind of see, but my natural, like I said, my natural bone is about right here. And so I'm bringing it in just a little bit more to cheat my way to make it seem a little bit thinner. I'm gonna bring that contour into the hollows of my eyes because this area for me is very flat, so I wanna add a little bit more definition. Now to go in with the fluffier brush, this is my Jessup blending brush. I think it comes in a set of 10 or 18 brushes. I mentioned this in my How I Beat My Face video, so I'll leave a link down below for that where you can just check that out. I'm also going to highlight and bake the center of my nose as well to really clean up that contour. So while that's baking, I'm going to go ahead and start working on my highlight. As you guys know, I am not a glow girl. I like that beam. So going into a cream or liquid product, today I'm going to be using a liquid. I'm going to use my Hard Candy Illuminating and Strobing Mix and Drops. The highlighting portion is kind of like, it's really up to you. Again, the way that I highlight my face is a personal preference. Everyone does it different. What I mean by where you highlight is most people will take their highlight and bring it onto the temples of their foreheads and bring it around onto their cheekbone. I don't want this area to be highlighted. I want it to be contoured to make it appear smaller, because I'm gonna say this a bunch of times in the video, so just get used to it. I want the center of my face to be highlighted to make my face appear longer, and the rest of the areas are gonna be contoured. So I don't wanna bring that highlight up onto my forehead or the temples of my head as well. So I'm gonna just keep it right here in this general area. First, going in with the liquid, I'm gonna take my beauty blender, dip into my little liquid product, and just blend that right into this area. So I'm starting right here and just going in kind of circular motions, pushing that right onto the cheekbone and adding a nice little highlight before we use a powder. Now for the actual powder highlight, I've been really into mixing highlights lately. So I think for today, I'm going to mix my Mary Lou, I always want to say that. I always want to say Mary Lou Luminizer, but it's Mary Luminizer, all like one word-ish. So for today, I'm going to use my Mary Luminizer, and I'm going to mix that with my MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish in the shade Beaming Blush. As always, take my MAC Fix Plus and put a little spritz on one cheek at a time, and then I'll apply the product. Making sure to start off here and then bring it in. Alright, so now that our highlighting on our cheeks is done, we're going to wipe off the powder on our nose and highlight the nose. And same thing, I'm just going to dip in between the two colors and just apply that right on the tip of my nose and then down the bridge. Now for blush, that's also, this whole thing is pretty important as to what you should and should not do. If you don't have big cheeks, but you do have a round face, then you can feel free to go on the apples of the cheeks first, but I have big cheeks. I have big cheeks, I have a big face, so I don't like to accent that. So I'm gonna start right off here, same way I did with my highlight and my contour, and then bring it inwards. So taking my KIKO Milano Desert Dunes Baked Blush in the shade 01 Lust Coral. And I'm gonna take that and start right here at the temples of my face and work my way inward. Now that we got a nice little pinky color on our cheeks, we got our highlight, our contour, we are good to go. This last step is not for everybody. That's, again, another personal preference. So I like to carve out my contour and just clean it up. So I'm gonna dip right into my setting powder, and I'm gonna start right here at the ear, like right here, right where the tip of my ear starts, or like right here, right below that. And I'm just going to put a nice line right there to clean up that contour and make it very precise. And you're just gonna let that sit for a little bit. You can go throw on some gloss, you can go curl your hair, watch some TV, do whatever you want. Just let that sit for just a few minutes and then wipe it off and you'll be all done. After that sculpt is all good to go, one last thing before I set my face, I'm gonna dip right into the shade Lyric. I'm going to apply it right here on the center of my chin and a little bit right on the center of my forehead. Now that we're all done with the face, I'm just going to spray some setting spray and set this bad boy and we'll be good to go. I'm using my Milani Make It Dewy setting spray. That's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. This is the final look at how I contour my face. If you guys liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and hopefully you can take away some of my tips and tricks and apply it to your makeup routine. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.